doesn't do the work. You have to meet it and become it. This is what Bruce Lee is talking about. This is what a lot of the true masters are talking about. It doesn't do the work. Just because you vegan does not make you better than somebody else that's eating hoghead cheese. You remember hoghead cheese? Or South meat? It doesn't make you any better. It's your ego that you think that you're better. What I'm saying is you have to become something. You have to go through the transmutation process. You may have to go close to your death. You may have to have near-death experiences. You may have to go through some traumatic situation. And then when you really become something, you might not be talking about it so much, trying to claim so much. What I'm saying is that we all have special abilities and special geniuses, but once it becomes very commercial, and once you're always proclaiming and professing, I'm this, I'm a that, I'm a this, then sometimes I'm going to question whether you're really that, and I'm going to put you to the test. It's okay to claim whatever you want. Be whatever you want. Right now, you can be whatever you want. I'm saying let's be very careful. And let's start being ourselves. Let's get our ID together. Let's get our ideas together and our ideals. And not just look for fame. Not look for just fame and fortune just by being an image and talking that talk and having a website and you got a IG claiming that you're this and you're that. I have dealt with so many people who claim to be. Let me tell you, I do kinesiology. I do that. I will claim it. We muscle test people, and we can get a yes or a no based on any question through your subconscious and the way the energy around your body is moving. So I've had a lot of preachers, real serious preachers from many different faiths, and I asked many of them, "Do you believe in God?" And almost every time, the muscle goes weak, which means the subconscious says no. I've had witches and sorcerers who've come to me. And I say, do you really know? Are you really that person? The muscle goes weak. Because we've learned to claim a lot of stuff and to talk loud and to tell everybody what we're doing. Instead of being. I'm attempting to be. I'm Doctah B Sirius. I'm being. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm not telling y'all to follow me and believe me. But some people say, well, Doctah B's crazy. I am. Doctah B, he's just awesome. What? Okay. I'm not trying to prove anything to me. I'm on Black Magic because this brother asked me to be on. If Richard Merritt didn't keep that day when we talked on that phone for 2 hours, I was watching Star Trek. That was it. Star Trek Discovery, one of my favorite shows ever. And the man that fell to earth over and over and over and over. I was cool. I said, no, brother, I'm not trying to do this right now. You know, you was like, no, man, brother, please, just come on, man. People have been talking about you. I said, man, I don't want to. So, okay, I did it. But what came with that, I wasn't totally prepared for. And I'm still not totally prepared for because I've never really wanted to be out front that much. I was always attempting to be in the back. And that's a whole nother talk we can have and another reason. And there's a reason why I was that way. But since this has happened, and since meeting Billy Carson and dealing with, all the people I've met in that particular realm, you see, Robert Edward Grant, after meeting him and interviewing him, and all the people that I've met over the last year and a half, something has happened. There's a transmutation happening. So I am now not who I thought I was. I'm changing. We're all changing. Be ready for change. Be ready to shift and let some stuff go. But the ego will have you holding on to a lot of things. I am saying that there's gifts that we all have that will be under the tree once we're clear about what we really desire. Once we're clear about what we're saying, how we're speaking, how we're moving. You can't tell me that I'm a spiritual person, and then you start talking about disagreeably about a whole bunch of other people. You are spiritual, but what you're spiraling up is some dust. Why is it so much division in what we're calling the spiritual community? Because community means divided. Iti. a commune that's divided. A lot of us are divided and we're competing. I'm not competing with anybody. I don't compete. People say, well, Dr. B, you know, whose herbs are better? My herbs, well, go buy theirs. Theirs is probably better than mine. What do you mean? I thought you, because I'm not doing a commercial. I'm not trying to make you buy anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm allowing you to come on a journey that I have been on and learn from what I am learning. I didn't say I've learned it all. I'm learning. And we all are. And I want to thank all of you who have changed your lives. I want to thank everybody on this channel for becoming more of themselves. Because we're getting to a place now where it's not going to be about these leaders and following people like a Dr. B and all that. It's not going to be about that in the next phase. It's going to be about you receiving, right, the download to be your high self and become the one, become the door, become the window. Following people for a certain point is cool, but you can't just be following Moses for 40 years. You got to branch off and become Moses, become Jesus, become Buddha, become Mother Nature. We're becoming together. And we don't have this thing perfect here because we got a lot of oppressive stuff that we've got to burn up. We got a whole lot of dross that we've got to burn off in the process of calcination, which is the first step of alchemy. Some of us never even get out of that place. That's a deep thing to burn off everything that's not you. Because when you do it, you end up without an ID. You will not be saying, I am. I am is a very root chakra, proclaiming to be something, needing to hold on. We need that at a certain level. Some of us need that because you've been so, suppressed. A lot of folks are going through that, chronic servitude syndrome, right? Chronic servitude syndrome has got you've been thinking you're a servant all the time. Not realizing that you built the building of the floors that you're cleaning. Not realizing that you built the nation that you live in. But you feel like a servant because somebody told you that you got to give it all and always give. It's really interesting. I was listening to this doctor, and he was a palliative care doctor. Those are people who take care of you at the last, during your last breaths of life when you're about to cross over. And he talks about how he started reading the statements that they make when a person dies. And what was interesting was they talked about Harry died. He crossed over. He never took any vacation. He died. He had 2 years of vacation. He helped everybody. He was always at church 3-4 times a week. He gave the most money. He never took care of himself. He never was selfish. He gave everything away. He died at 65 years old from a heart attack. What killed him? Why is heart attack the number one thing in North America that takes people out? Because a lot of people are not doing what's truly in their heart. They're faking it. A lot of people aren't really doing this. They're following. They feel like if they give it all away, they really did something. Give it all away. You have to have some for yourself. You have to hold on. Give away 10%, only 10. But don't give it all away. Don't tell everybody what you're doing. Have some private time. Go on vacation and really vacate. Don't take your phone out on the beach. What are you doing? You're in the rainforest with your phone and your perfume and your shoes and your hat and all your clothes and all your stuff. Americans. It's deep, man. It's really deep. Snatching up all the sage. We are going to get sage. And I say, when we go to get sage, we're going to have to give something to Mother Earth as an offering before you take sage. And you just don't take it all. Man, I'm up front. There's 25 people behind me, so I can't watch them all. We get down the bottom of the hill. All I smell is sage coming from everybody. Backpacks, everything is full. And I say, did y'all do what I said? Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Did you give offerings to the great mother? Some did, some didn't. I said, let's go back up the path. Brother Rich, do you know all of the sage that was growing on this one path was gone? It It was stuffed in people's backpacks. People was talking about, man, we could sell this. You know how much you get for sage? We could make sage bundles by the fireplace and sell and sell, sell, sell. Commerce, commerce, commerce. Just rape the planet. Because of the ego. I'm a salesperson. I'm a this. I'm spiritual. I'm that. No, we're moving towards what we're becoming. See, they used to say, but be, do, have. I'm flipping it. Have, be, and do. First, you got to have something to sit on. If it's only one thing, which it may be a prayer, a meditation, you got to have something. You got to have $5, $10. If you want to make $1 million, we can show you how to turn that into a lot. But first, you got to say, I have. I have this moment. I have my breath. I have this water I'm about to drink. I do have it. Stop talking about what we don't have and what we don't do. You know, a lot of us, even, you know, a lot of us, what we call conscious teachers, we keep talking about what the people don't have and what they ain't doing. Black people don't this and white people don't that. And black, see, they're lying. This is desecrating your own vibratory rate because it's not the truth. You don't know enough people to know what they're doing. There's a whole lot of wealthy people in every type. There's people who have broken out of slavery, mental slavery, spiritual slavery. They're just not on television telling you about it. So let's be very careful. This is the gift of giving. Give. Be open. Be careful. Have something. At least have your own self, your own sanity. Be naked for a minute. And at least have one thing that you're focusing on. That's what we're going to talk about this weekend. One thing that you would like to manifest in 2024. So we're going to say have, then be what you would have, what you're having, right? Then do. It's your actions. So to all those people out there who think I'm talking bad about them and I said this, you need to listen carefully to what I'm saying, because I'm probably not saying what you think I am saying, because your mind is already programmed to what? Hear what you want to hear. See what you want to hear, what you want to see. I'm saying love, life organically, vibrating effortlessly, which means to care. Let's care for each other. Let's slow down. Stop talking so much slack and smack and shading people and worrying about what the stars did and how they got caught up in whatever and letting that be your new gossip. That's none of your business. Mind your business and business your mind. Everybody out there can do exactly what Brother Rich is doing if they focus their energy. This brother focuses his energy. He's very focused on what he's doing, and he's very studied. And he doesn't claim to be any one thing. I love that about the brother.
Doc, I want to ask you another question, but I can't be on for another hour, so I'm scared. Okay. I'm scared to ask you this question.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Because Doc will go in for another hour on us, man. I gotta go. But listen, I had to ask you this, Doc. You know how there's like a frequency scale, and you was talking about the different garments and what frequency they vibrate on. So we have emotions that vibrates on different frequencies. So if we look at some of the negative emotions, I'm just curious. Like, let's say you have sadness, grief, misery. Where does gossip? Because you're talking about gossip. When you have like sadness, depression, anger, where does gossip fall in between them frequencies, you think? Because a lot of people don't think gossip is that much of a negative frequency, but it got to fall somewhere in between those, Doc. What we looking at there? I know you the man for this question, man. Come on, Doc. Come on.
First of all, I'm going to say something. Excuse me.
Okay.
That's very controversial. Negative does not mean bad or disagreeable.
Yeah. I meant to say that. Yeah, definitely.
So when you say negative emotions, those are emotions without gates.
Okay.
Some of these things that you just mentioned are positive because they're posing and stuck and only moving in one direction and they haven't broken free yet. Gossip is when you're using your fifth chakra, which is the chakra that has to do with the transmutation of energy from the upper, right, from the cosmic realm being transformed by the throat into the physical. And also energy coming from the physical up through the fifth chakra must be transmuted, transposed into energy coming from above. If you're gossiping, you're talking about things you don't know for a fact. You're using the power, right? And fifth five has a lot to do with power refinement. But it also has to do with fire and the movement of five, right? You're talking about things and passing things on that are not your business and that you don't know for a fact. When you do this, you lose energy,
right?
And you add your disagreeable energy on the waves of your voice that somebody else's ears picks up. You're killing that person. You're killing yourself. You're killing the person that you're talking about or the people you're talking about. You're sucking energy from them, which means you're sucking them dry. You're doing reverse magic. And now you're sending it to somebody else who sends it to somebody else and they're all dying. This is why people are dying, because each time you have you make an agreement with something that's a life force sucker, you give up your spirit. You're talking about you're selling your soul.
Right.
He sold his soul to the devil. See, just by saying that, you don't realize what you just said. First of all, the devil is the part of our subconscious that we need to outwit. He sold his soul to the devil. First of all, when did he do it? How much did he sell it for? Since you know so much. Wow, I saw it on the news. You could tell because he was wearing that devil outfit and his eyes turned into reptilian eyes right on the news. You've been hearing this, right? I watched the same thing. I don't see the reptilian eyes. You wanted to see reptilian eyes, not realizing that we all have a reptilian part of us. We're coming out of a reptilian era. The thing that I'm going to be talking about on Saturday is how we're coming out of the reptilian era, moving into the mammal area. We're not total mammals yet. We've been in the reptilian era for 6,000 years. What does that mean? Because reptiles, they just eat and mate. They don't have what we call our regular emotions.
Right.
They act and react. The reptilian vibration is those who don't really care. They really don't have enough empathy and true love and caring for others. It's the dog eat dog. And you know the statement dog eat dog is a funny one because dogs don't eat dogs. It's a dog eat dog world. What kind of statement is that? Dogs don't eat dogs. I ain't never seen a dog eat another dog. Where does this talk come from? It comes from the world of saying things and not realizing that your language and your tongue can be a saber or a sword, or it can be a sage. We talk too much about nothing. And things that we need to speak up on, sometimes we don't speak up on. We need to speak up on sisters that's going through stuff right now. We want to talk about, look how they out there on the street. Look how they shaking their butt. And so you see that as being disagreeable because you have chosen, right, what somebody else told you was disagreeable, and you want to ride that wave. Why don't you step up to that sister and find out what's going on? And what have you done in your life since you're so perfect? And look at that brother. He over there selling drugs on the corner. But you got all these drugs in your kitchen or in your bath, and your medicine cabinet or on the TV tray, and you got sugar in your house. You gonna tell me about some drugs? When you got half the chemicals, half the foods in your house is masquerading. Well, half the drugs in your house is masquerading as foods. You mean to tell me you eating food with TBHQ in it? You have looked up TBHQ? Look it up. It's in a whole lot of foods in that store. Almost anything at the store with an oil in it has TBHQ in it because TBHQ makes the oil not seem like it's going bad. TBHQ. 1 gram of it would kill a person dead. We ain't talking about that. We want to talk about something. Let's talk about something. So a lot of times you're talking from your ego and you think you're better. Or you just don't know what to say good, so you got to talk some talk to have the friends and the group that you done chose who's living in trauma, who's living in drama, who's living in gossip, who's disagreeable because they have been through oppression, and people who have been through oppression for a long time become oppressive. And gossip is oppressive. It's using a sword to stab at something, and you don't even really know who the real enemy is. Gossip.
Powerful.
Ghost. It's like accepting a ghost. Gossip. Whew. All right. I'm going to leave it alone. Saturday. This Saturday, from 11 a.m. to about 3-ish, elevationtime.com, go to events and join the class. You will get a download. You'll see it right there. A lot of people say, well, I couldn't see the download. Look, when you pay for the class, when you offer, when you do whatever you want to call it, donate, because it is a donation. At the end, it's going to be a link. And you click on that and it'll take you into the class. You have to register again when you get to the class, because it's going to take you to a different website. Okay. I'll see you all on Saturday at 11 a.m. It's been beautiful being here with you, brother. I'd like to thank you, your family, your ancestors, and all what you're doing right now. You're opening up a space and creating a vortex for all of us to come together as a family once again. So let's move out of, collapsing the hive. The colony collapse disorder is real until we put our eye on it. And we have to raise the feminine energy up a little higher and higher and higher, and be more open, more loving, more nurturing, you see, and be more real, more transmutative, and transparent. Thank you very much. If I've said anything tonight that, emotionally you weren't feeling, it's okay. Let it go. I apologize for anything I may have said or done that you don't agree with. That's all right. I'm only speaking from the voices that are coming through me. Thank you very much. Elevationtime.com.
And also, so like we said, Saturday is going to be a powerful, extremely powerful day, family. What time is the class ending, Dr. B?
It's going to add in possibly around 3:30-ish. We'll see how it